Okay, so definitely got the bug again. The board's coming along nicely. I've got a few bits to that, and whilst it's drying, I thought I'd just sort of do a bit of building. I've just finished also doing the audio over my episode 2 of my Hail Caesar and Rome Total War sort of unit comparison. So that's sort of like processing in a minute, and that will be uploaded tomorrow. I had a bit of a nightmare. My audio cut out halfway through, so I've had to redo it. But what I'm going to do now then is move on to looking at gripping beasts, late Roman heavy cavalry. Limited for cavalry, I've got the early imperial Roman cavalry from Victrix. I want to try something slightly different, have a bit more variety. I think the Romans would have recruited across the empire, so it wouldn't just be the sort of like light medium cavalry and the auxiliary cavalry. I think they would have had heavier armored cavalry, especially out in the east. So this would be a faction or a unit that would get unlocked the more the Roman Empire in the game expands. So horses unarmored, infantry, chainmail. So quite similar to the ones that Victrix do, but I just wanted to give them a go. Quite cheap, and I also considered getting the Huns / Goths from Gripping Beast because they're good value for money, and I wanted to use them to supplement my sort of Scythians, Dacians. So I thought I'd give them a try. At least if I get a box of these, they should fit in with my army. If I've got the Scythians or the Huns, then it might not. So anyway, 12 of these guys. I've got something cut out in front of me. I need to put them together. So what I'm going to do is a sort of time lapse of me putting these together, getting tidied up. Obviously all on sprues. The blokes, they look like they are similar in size to Warlord Games. Cavalryman, full pose, so it's just heads and arms, which is going to be no problem. I won't be putting these heads on apart from that's the Decurion, and then the sort of Aquifer, the standard bearer. So I have one of them and a Centurion or Decurion. I won't be using these helmets. I'm going to use normal Roman helmets. I'm going to try and find some better cavalry helmets to go on them. So I'll have a look through from my early imperial. Heavier spears, so they're more like a lancer rather than melee cavalry. So I'm going to use these as kind of like my heavy shock cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues. 4 sprues, 12 people. Don't want that. That's my son's. Okay, so what we'll do is put one unit together, or one horse together, and it's a bit of a nightmare because I started doing this with my daughter. She cut all the horses out, but they come in matching halves, so you've got to be quite careful not to mix it all up. And now I'm going to have to mess around and try and find the right halves. So that's the right half. So they're not pushed to fit. But if I just hold on to this guy here, horse in itself seems to be quite good. Well, let's just do this, shall we? Okay, so I've just put some glue on this guy. Just put it together just to do a bit of a quick size comparison. So hopefully that'll hold. Oh goodness me, I have not done this so long. Okay, let's pinch him together for a while. Let's talk about the model itself. So as a horse, the bulkier, you can see here I've got a Warlord's Game model, which is very, very slim. Very malnourished, with the greyhounds of the horsing world. So these horses seem to be of similar height but far bulkier, so already winning. That can go away. And then compared to the Victrix models, so we've got some more Greek heavy cavalry, Macedonian cavalry. Horses stand slightly taller, slightly shorter, although obviously the gait's different on them, and a very similar sort of width. So initial thoughts, these are going to be absolutely suitable for the Victrix comparison. So I'm happy with them, and that is something I'm going to go down for my Dacian Scythians. So horses, happy. Not as much detail as the Victrix models, even sort of like the mane is smaller, the barding on it is really minimal, and it's got no sort of like armour or protection on the head. So happy with that. So what I'm going to do, get these guys knocked up, get a base coat of white on them tonight, and then tomorrow I'm going to knock these out. They shouldn't be too hard. Horses I've shown previously how to use contrast paints and get them done effectively. And then with the infantry, hopefully that's in focus. I haven't done these types of videos for a long time either. You've got 3 guys, a lot of chainmail, very little flesh. Looks like they've got obviously the tunic underneath, and then just like full leather boots. So we're talking 1 colour, 2 colours, 3 colours of wash, strapping, maybe do something with the scabbards to bring it out. I'm confident I could paint these, having not painted, and you can tell my whole area is an absolute mess. I reckon I could get these painted tomorrow night in an hour and a half, tops. That's my challenge. 12 cavalry, hour and a half tomorrow night. I really fancy putting an axe on one as well. I don't know if that's in keeping. We'll see. Right, I'm going to put these together. Pretty impressed with them though. Gripping beast, absolutely suitable for what I've got in mind, and not too far off the quality of Victrix either. Good models, highly recommend. So building the horses, keep them in pairs like I said before. Coming to the blokes then, they've got 5 fixings on them, so getting your sort of like knife around it and tidying up takes a bit longer than I thought it would do. I've gone for 10 lances. The Decurian's got a sword and an axe. And then I raided my bits box, as you can see. I've got some Roman helmets, some Gaelic helmets, and I started putting capes on for this reason. Here we go, 12 built, just over an hour. 2 units of 6. I've got 6 with capes on, and they're going to be from Simon Scarra's Blood Crows. So I've given them sort of like Gaulic helmets, apart from obviously the Decurion, but giving them the axe, a bit of a lunging pose, or big sweeping pose, but wants to be a bit rough looking. So they're going to be the Blood Crows. Then I've got the 6 at the back in a slightly more sort of cantering neutral pose, which is going to be the Roman heavy cavalry with a Decurion and sword. So tomorrow, so it's midnight now, tomorrow 1.5 hours to paint 12 cavalry. That's going to be the challenge. I quite like these. I'd happily buy Gripping Beast models. And I can't believe I just said that, because I'm an absolute fanboy of Victrix, but happy with them. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not much content, it's just me building some models, but the next one, that's what it's all about. The challenge. Cool, see you on the next one. Bye.